let's start that episode.
Whatever. Hello and welcome to all the culture folks out there. This is one of your hosts, Shakeerah.
It's popping. It's your boy Will. Just my vibes were interrupted, so pardon me.
Well, this is Culture Gumbo, and we have a great episode for you. Now, Will just be on his own world. You see, today his background is black. And he got the all black, and he got the Yankees on, cap fitted on. So that's kind of what his vibe is going for today. So
my black Air Force Ones move, so I'm liable to rob you or beat you down, whatever may come first.
It's not even robbing season yet. Anyway, okay.
I'm from North Philly. It's robbing season every day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Marietta, Georgia, because it's robbing season out there too. Whatever. Let's get started.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. Okay. So, so Will, let's talk about it. How was your week? Sometimes we gotta do the check-in. Like, how's your week?
The week was mad long. They had a lot of conversations with people, and sometimes it's good. I always suggest, if you get a chance, especially in these times, to check on your friends. Had some really great conversations. Got a little dope therapy session in. Sciatica out here whooping ass again. Don't get old, people, because sciatica is a bitch. How was yours? I saw in your stories that you went to New Jersey this weekend.
Yes, went to Dirty Jersey. I'm a little sad because I didn't get a chance to see my friends that I haven't seen in a few years because of COVID. It was kind of like an in and out situation. Went to my cousin's wedding. It was like a dope hood bougetta wedding, so we had the little Mo playing on coming down the aisle. The intro where I can't sing the song, but y'all know she actually she didn't perform it, but it's one of the most popular songs with Fabulous. So that was the wedding coming down the aisle song. So it was kind of dope. They danced and sung to each other. It was like a really quick ceremony, but really fly at the same time. And it was people that I grew up with, a lot of people that I grew up with there. So it was the weekend was great. The week was but the weekend was great. And it was my brother's birthday. So we celebrated, we partied.
Happy birthday, brother. Woo-woo! You know what I always ask people is a very interesting question. When you get married, what's the song you want to come down the aisle to?
I want music to sing at my wedding.
Here you go.
I do. So music.
What song is he singing?
Love is so many. Yep.
Right, well,
I can't sing.
Hopefully he don't sing it like that.
So yeah. That's what, and Ribbon in the Sky.
Ribbon in the sky.
He just told me not to sing. So yeah, hope you guys had a good week. It wasn't mad or maybe you did. Maybe you run to rush to the weekend because the weekend was what's up. So either way, welcome. It's a new week, new day.
Definitely a lot of bullshit to get into.
Yes.
Some things we're going over. Definitely get into this California recall. God bless. Newsom won because y'all been out here fucking with Larry Elders and you really don't want to do that. Gonna get into this Nicki Minaj vaccine talk, man. There was a lot going on there. We're gonna unpack that. Diddy versus JD. If you had the opportunity, we're definitely gonna get into that.
Listen, made my Friday night, okay?
A lot of disrespect going on there, but the first things first, let's get into our culture news. Shakeerah, what you got? I know you wanted to talk about the voters.
Yeah, so in Minnesota, they have the opportunity because, of course, it's voting season as well for local. And they have the opportunity to vote to abolish Minnesota PD in the upcoming election. When I first seen this, it was like, what? Like, they out here changing laws like that? But then the other piece of me was like, finally, they out here putting this on the bill. And I think that, there still has to be a lot of conversations around that, because they're, when do they come out? Because if you just abolish them, there has to be some sort of order, or Minneapolis would be really chaotic. So, but I honestly think it's a great start. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's important for people to realize, because a lot of dumbasses will hear defund the police and be like, oh, they're removing police officers. It's not really what it is. So what it is that the Minnesota Supreme Court actually ruled that they can decide on replacing and changing the police department. So what will happen is, if it's approved, the city would charter and replace the department with a new Department of Public Safety. Mm-hmm. So it would be, what they say is, a comprehensive public health approach to delivery function. So more or less kind of like peace officers, so to speak, but they would also still employ police officers if necessary, you know what I'm saying, just to kind of fulfill the responsibility. So I think there is more or less like kind of making the police more responsible, and so to speak, and probably maybe developing more training for them. Because, Minnesota over the last few years, you have everything from George Floyd to and the names, and I just had Philando Castile, the young man who was literally just murdered a year ago, and they're going to go on trial for him. So I think it's definitely something that's not a bad thing. I think defunding police gets a bad rap because people turning it into something that's completely political instead of responsible. So
right,
we'll see how it turns out.
Right. And I think that if this is the model state, this would be a great start to see what other cities can do. So so I'm looking to see what the turnout of who's voting for it, and where do we go from there, because I think it's important. Next, Aretha Franklin's Respect is considered the greatest song of all time by Rolling Stone. I couldn't agree more, honestly. It's sad that it didn't get the accolades that it should have gotten during that time, and while she was alive. But it's still used today, even in commercials. So put some respect on Aretha Franklin's name, because she's the queen of it.
I like it. I think Respect is a dope song. Fun fact, most people don't know that Joan was originally recorded by Otis Redding, the OG.
Okay, and I love Otis Redding. Well, okay, I'll say I love it, but I grew up with my grandparents listening to Otis Redding. So
yeah, so that was definitely the OG song. I can't think of anybody who doesn't know Respect. Like I feel like you're a dumbass if you don't know how to spell the
all
word.
Colors, all cultures, all great. Like yeah.
So that was definitely number one. Just a couple things. Number two was Public Enemy, Fight the Power. Motherfuck him, man, John Wayne. Sam Cooke, A Change Is Gonna Come. Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone. Nirvana, Like Teen Spirit.
Marvin Gaye not on there? Okay.
Marvin Gaye was number 6.
Okay.
The Beatles, Strawberry Fields Forever. Missy Elliott, Get Your Freak On. Fleetwood Mac, Dreams, and Outkast, Hey Ya rounded out the top 10. Rolling Stone, I'm pretty fucking disappointed in you. How dare you not include Milli Vanilli? How dare you not include Eddie Murphy's?
They weren't singing, and nobody wants Eddie Murphy on the top 10. Next, okay, moving on from this.
You want to do is stop disrespecting Eddie Murphy, because Party All the Time is a top 10 song of all time, but whatever.
You go look out the window and sing it. Make your own video. Okay.
You get Air Force One, Black Air Force One mode right now.
In other less happy news, just yesterday, I believe, or this week, AJ Johnson, actor, comedian, passed away. I don't know if I recall what the reason was. I think it said publicly they weren't announcing it, which for his family and friends that's all that matters. Is everybody. I hate when people pass and they always got to know why. but he was a great comedian. He also, everybody know him from as Ezel in Friday.
Baps, which was
Baps.
Baps don't get enough credit, man.
Baps doesn't get enough credit, and 2 people died in Baps, unfortunately. The girl that played as Holly Berry co-star, but I say that to say he was a really great actor. We will miss him. I think that he had a great contribution, especially during the 90s and early 2000s, mid 2000s, in culture, in our culture.
AJ Johnson is definitely a legend. You also can't forget Got the Hookup, because Got the Hookup is a hood classic.
He's on Def Comedy Jam.
Otherwise, most people don't also realize, Bow Wow actually pointed this out, that AJ Johnson is actually the person that discovered him. During the Death Row concert, AJ Johnson was the one that actually came out into the audience. So you got to put some respect on AJ Johnson, man. He's definitely a mover and shaker. It makes you really sad just to think about it, because it's like over the past few years we've been hearing about them doing a Friday sequel, like another sequel, and it's just like everybody's gone.
Everybody's gone. And I seen Ice Cube tweet about he's sorry he couldn't write him in the next Friday or the last Friday or one of the Fridays.
If I'm not mistaken, there was a little beef there, because I think AJ Johnson know something about it, but I don't
right. We don't know I don't know the details, but I do know that's why he wasn't in there, because he was a great character. So anyway, we send our love and respect to his family, friends, fellow co-workers, castmates, and definitely a legend. And so go watch Friday. Go watch Baps. You gotta like that kind of stuff though. But
you gotta go watch I Got the Hookup.
I Got the Hookup. Good movie.
Or any No Limit movie.
Any hood movie.
AJ Johnson.
Any hood.
Oh no, don't forget about Players Club too, because this is Jordan.
Oh yeah, he was he was the front man. That's another one. Players Club had everybody in there. But anyway. All right, moving on to one of our main topics. I'll let you lead this one with the California recall.
So the California recall was a waste of time, just like everybody realized if you're not familiar with it. Governor Newsom was actually up against Larry Elders. If you don't know who Larry Elders is, you're lucky, because Larry Elders is... There's just some people in this world who just take up space, and Larry Elders, he irks me. Larry Elders makes my throat itch.
He thought he was gonna win.
There was a 2.5 million vote lead, and there was still 26% uncounted that they were saying was actually going to Governor Newsom, which is awesome. The Democrats actually took 62% of the total vote.
That's almost the whole state.
To 38% by the Republicans. And this is like everybody. So Caitlyn Jenner actually got some votes too, which if Caitlyn Jenner got votes, that tells you who's out here voting. Larry Elders was essentially no match. One of the things that Governor Newsom ran on was, he spoke of Trumpism. Yep. He spoke of the changes that they were making. And one of the things that people were saying now is that based off of this win, this sets an incredible tone for 2022 for him. So it's just a matter of seeing exactly where they go in California. Mm-hmm. I have friends in California who literally are up in arms about it. There's people who are happy about it, and there's people who also feel like Governor Newsom still has a lot of work to do, which is any politician. Mm-hmm. One of the things I think people have to realize with politics is, you're never going to find a perfect candidate. No. You're going to find somebody who's literally going to align the most with your values.
And that's why people need to research and do it themselves instead of just, I hate people say, oh, I'm just Democrat and I'm just this or I'm just that, because you really have to know who you're voting for. And they're not going to agree. You're not going to agree with 100%. You never will.
What's funny is, the funniest thing about this is, before the votes were even counted, uh Larry Elders and your last president were actually calling fraud.
Of course, yeah.
County. It's starting to be like, yo, that's a GOP tactic. You know what I'm saying? Like every time something happens. So that's something that you definitely have to look out for. But President Biden actually went out and campaigned for him also during the recall. So hopefully this kind of sets a precedent. We have to get the country back to a place of like peace, like where we're not a joke.
Unity.
Like, I was telling someone yesterday when we were talking about it, and they were asking about it, and I was like, yo, you realize, and I don't like to say his name, but the last president came in, and he literally turned everything into the ghetto, and then he just left.
He made sure it was a piles of a lot of manure.
There's a lot of work to be done, and the thing is, we have to make sure that we vote in the midterm election. We have a lot of work to do. Another thing that I also recently heard is Beto O'Rourke in Texas is actually going to be running against Governor Abbott for that governor seat coming up.
That's good.
There's a lot of people saying that there's a great chance that Texas could also turn blue, which would be amazing. It's not about being.
I wonder if that would happen.
It's possible. It's not, for me, it's not about being a Democrat or a Republican. It's literally about looking into the side of the fence that is best.
Who has who has the best vision for for that state, for the cities, for the people.
But it can't be a black or white thing, and I feel like it's too much of a black or white thing, because a lot of this stuff it affects white folks just as much. You know what I mean? But a lot of times that's what it's turned into. I just want us to get back to where we were respected, where we don't have coronavirus out here, and where we're not sacrificing our children for political gain. So
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Yeah, you said it. So, but still back on the vote. And if you don't know who your local officials are, you can go to your state site and start to research to figure out who that is, what they're running for, what their background is, because we'll keep saying that's very important.
If you know who's going to be on Drake album, you need to know who your local officers are for politics, people.
Right.
That's me and my Shakeerah soapbox. It's not a soapbox, it's a soapbox.
It's a what? All right, whatever.
It's a soapbox.
A soapbox. A soapbox. So now there's somebody I actually really like. Nicki Minaj.
This makes a lot of sense that you really like Nicki Minaj because you was out here stomping for President Bush like 15 years ago.
No. I just like Nicki Minaj. I do. She's a character. It's, I like Cardi B too. So anyway.
You need to talk to your cousin about her vaccines.
But right now she's kind of in a little bit of heat. To say the least, because it was a tweet, correct? Initially that she made. So in her defense, let me say this, right?
In her defense, she did not say that she was against the vaccine.
No.
Okay? Initially, what she said was, you need to do your own research. You need to look into things and you need to determine things. Where she made the mistake was,
but you was like to pick up the phone and be like, girl, I heard that Rodney left TT because he got the vaccine and his balls got swollen on one side, and then he decided not to get married. And they're like, what? Yes, girl. So do your research. And then it's like, what?
Her next album gonna be HIPAA Friday because she violated mad HIPAA laws. Business out here.
And now I feel bad for the people she was talking about.
She said my cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married, and now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make the decision you're comfortable with your decision.
But that's what you tell your friend, right? That's what I'm gonna pick up the phone and be like, girl, yeah, he done called, she done called off the wedding but I'm not going to, not with 6 million, 10 million people following me, say,
well, 6 million. She got a lot more followers than 6 to 10 million.
I don't know how many she has combined,
Nicki
but
got
I'm saying
followers
on her. Okay, I'm sorry, 158 million.
Yo, that's a lot of fucking people to be out here telling people about somebody's balls being swollen.
That is a whole lot of people to say that too. So go ahead.
But what makes this situation, this is literally a Boondocks episode waiting to happen. She made this statement, and within 24 hours, the Trinidad and Tobago Health Minister, Dr. Terrence Dalasing, I hope I pronounced that right, responded on national television.
But didn't it sound like he was laughing when he was talking?
Huh?
Didn't it sound like he was laughing when he was talking a little bit?
I think he was trying not to. He was saying like they took this like personally, like they took this seriously, and they did research to find it, and they couldn't find anybody that fit that bill that this would have happened to. So they basically came in here and called Shorty a liar.
She lying.
So it's like,
but then that's what I'm saying. TT, tell him, like, what you gonna, TT, let me call him, and you need to tell them that his balls got swollen. Like, what? She should have. She should have kept that light. She should have left that to her circle.
She should have kept it light and just been like, "Yo, don't get bullied. Do your research. Pray about it."
She could have even said, "There's some crazy stories out there that I've heard."
So but what makes it even more, because there's so many layers to this story. So then what happens next is, after the health department in Trinidad and Tobago talk out, then you get the reach out from the White House. So then she posted that the White House invited her to the White House so they could talk about it. But the White House was like, hey, shorty.
But I do believe she probably was invited. Why would she lie? Like she said, why would I lie? Why would I lie?
I'm gonna tell you what probably happened. And I'm not saying she's a liar, but I'm gonna tell you what probably happened. The White House people probably reached out to her people, and whoever answered the phone, because there's always, I'm sure it wasn't a direct phone call like, hey yo, Nicki, this Joey B, come kick it at the White House and let's talk about your cousin's friend's balls. No, I guarantee what happened was the person who worked for her probably stated, hey, they invited us to the White House, when really it was, hey, let's set up a call, let's set up a Zoom call to the White House. I'm a Nicki fan. I think Nicki's dope, but ain't nobody finna invite you, of all people. Like, there's a lot of people you're gonna invite to the White House to talk about these things. I just don't think it's Nicki Minaj.
She said, the White House has invited me, and I think it's time to step in the right direction. Yes, I'm going. I'll be dressing all pink, so they and legally blonde, so they know I mean business. I'll ask questions on behalf of the people who have made fun of or simply being human. I think that
White House is like, get off my door.
But I feel like it's like there's a time and a place, and I think she opened her mouth too quick. That was the dumbest tweet you could have ever made, in all honesty, because it's like, yeah, TT told me that this happened and now this happened, and it's like, and now you don't put this girl's business out in the street, you don't put this man's business out in the street, and everybody who personally know y'all know that she's talking about you.
There is no people. These people don't exist. These people do not exist.
That's not the first time that I've heard that the vaccine.
Then all this shit happened, and then she went back and forth with Joy Reid and called Joy Reid Uncle Tamina, and Black Twitter wasn't having it. Black Twitter drug her through the mud and pulled her back up, and they did. It's one of those things, Joe, with having like a master's degree in public relations. Anytime I see this stuff, the first thing I always ask is, where the fuck were your people? Why didn't somebody check this?
Your phone. You have control over your phone. Like, they're grown. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, this is my phone. I'm gonna say what I want to say. Kanye went on tons of rants on Twitter.
With all due respect, Nicki Minaj is smart as fuck. I'm not about
Nobody
to.
Nobody has taken anything away from Trump when he had to get banned.
I'm not about to put her in the same boat with Kanye West. I feel like it was a complete misunderstanding, and unfortunately for her, it played out literally live on the stage. But I mean, that comes with the territory. I mean,
right. And I know that she knows that. I just think that when she said it, it wasn't with any ill intention or anything like that. It was to make people aware that things out here happening. Y'all need to research before you do it. It wasn't, I'm anti it, but it was educate yourself. So I just think that, yeah, it was an honest mistake. And it's just the scrutiny that you get, like you said, from having 150, I couldn't imagine 158 million people following me. Like, that's a lot. And they hang on to every single word that you say.
It was the rant. I think it was the rant after that kind of did, like, going back and forth with Joy Reid, and then the whole thing with the White House. I just think that just kind of made it worse.
Right. And you have people protesting for you.
I mean, them people down at the CDC need their ass whooped, yo. And what makes it worse is that whether she believes it or not, she allowed herself to be a mouthpiece for people like Tucker Carlson, because they damn sure use that to drag Joy Reid. So not only now do you have one black woman who's being drugged now, now you got two black women who being drugged now, and it was off and on.
And that's why people said, they coming for her because now they want to involve her husband. I'm
praying for Shorty because she's getting a lot of bad press, yo. Because
in her whole career, she's never gotten this much bad press.
Nah, she's gotten a lot of bad press.
Okay, yeah, with the husband, and yeah, with the brother. Was it the brother?
Yeah, it was. I mean, but I mean, it's her in general. I mean, she's gotten bad press before, but it's never been like this. The unfortunate thing is that all this is coming on the heels of what is it? The women's TV show with Jeannie Mai and Garcelle Bouvet.
The real talk, real.
Yeah. The real. They're actually airing that episode that you were actually talking about tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked a little bit because all of them, I don't know if how much of a relationship they have with her, but they're all celebrities, right? So this is going to be interesting to watch because I want to know. Now I do know Jeannie Mai tries to be real in the middle, and like, so we want to get an idea, like, this is serious, don't make any allegations. I know it's going to be her take. Adrienne Bailon, or not, but Holton now, she'll probably she might be a little, she'll swing left or right.
I don't think, well, I have my thoughts on who's going to play the villain on that TV
show. Because there's definitely going to be some people that's going to try to drag her husband.
I know exactly who it is in my mind, but I'm not going to say it. But what I will say is that they don't owe Nicki anything. Like,
no, I know that, but I want to know why now. Why y'all tried to pick her to come on this show? Like,
well, you got to think about it. Like, you've worked in TV before. It's the producers do this. And
I know. I know. It just happened to happen right before she started to talk about this anti-vaccine.
Well, it was just 2 weeks prior to this was the whole thing about the extortion with the chick dealing with her husband. So this ain't nothing new.
Well,
like I said, Nicki's had a bad like month and a half of press, unfortunately. Yeah, like that's just the reality of it, and it's just one of those things where you got to get ahead of it, because those allegations against her and her husband for this young lady are like vicious.
I know.
You can't do that shit, man.
So I look forward to watching it and seeing how that goes down. And then she's probably going to stay away from the press for a little bit or stay away from Twitter. We'll see.
If you're gonna harass people, you got to be the government.
So,
oh, Lord, geez.
Well, Nicki, I know you're gonna drop an album soon, and things are gonna change, and people will forget.
that album about to be fire.
Okay, it's gonna be a hot album, and I'm looking forward to it. So any more on that? Because I think I'm
not gonna lie to you. Part of me didn't want to cover that because I'm like, yo, I don't want to be another person out here doing it. But I mean, shit, yo, her people gotta tighten up, man. She's a dope person, man. She gives back. She's an amazing person. She gets a lot of bad.
It's not just her people. She does too. Like, she has to be responsible for some of the things that she say as well. And I'm not saying that you have to bite your tongue, but you do have to know, like, people look for things to scrutinize you, you know. And I'm sure it's not easy being who she is in the limelight as she is, you know. So the saga continues and we will cover it. Now, I had a wonderful Friday night. If anyone knows, I really don't have much of a life. I'm workaholic. And yeah, that's that for now. That'll change. That's changing. But
on some dates,
sitting home and watching Instagram was my Friday. And actually, no, I travel on Friday. I went up to Jersey. So I chill. I had some wine. I had some really good wine.
And really get a segue into this?
Yep. This is my segue. First of all, if you want to say that this transition was fire. Anyway,
what do you think?
I had some really good wine, and I as I continue to sip, I'm scrolling, you know, thumbing it like we do, and I come across Fat Joe is going live. I'm like, oh, wonderful. All right, Fat Joe's live. Then he's like with Snoop. Now, mind you, Snoop probably had a good like 7 blunts this whole time because I don't know. I was like, and he's still not high. Like, but it was about an hour and a half, and he brings Snoop on, and Snoop's like, listen, P. Diddy and JD needs to do a Versuz. And we all agree. Most people were on there like, yeah, you need to do a Versuz. And then he's like, well, let's see if we can get JD on. JD comes on. I was shocked, actually. And of course, I'm like, Will, you gotta watch this. I wasn't expecting it. And then who else came? Swiss Beats came on, and Swiss was like, listen, if they want to do it, it's about the people, it's about the culture. You're watching Culture Gumbo. It's all about the culture and what we want to see in Versuz. Right, Will? Right. So
let's get to it.
Diddy versus JD. Diddy said on the last Versuz that JD's arms too short to box with a god. He still feels that way. What are your thoughts on JD versus Diddy versus JD? Because Diddy wants to battle Dr. Dre.
My ATL people gonna run me rampant, y'all. But I'm a northerner, so I gotta keep it a buck. Okay. JD nice. But JD's catalog ain't fucking with Diddy's. Okay? You can go ahead and talk about, oh, JD wrote this, JD did that, blah, 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 this and that, and the other. JD's catalog is not fucking with Diddy's. If anybody is fucking with Diddy's catalog, it's going to be Dr. Dre. I might even give you Pharrell. Now I'm going to give you Pharrell.
Definitely Pharrell. I didn't think of that one.
I'm not giving you JD, okay? Now, the thing is this, right? I watched this live, and it was dope. It was it was a moment for hip hop. Let me tell you where it went left. They talked about tracks that they would play. And at this point, you could feel like Diddy was warming up to it. Mm-hmm. But JD played himself out, yo. Because Diddy kind of challenged him. And
he's in the studio. JD is
that's
in the studio.
JD hyped it up, and then Diddy played a track. Diddy told you what he was going to lead in, and Diddy played Victory. And JD had the motherfucking audacity to call Victory, Puff Daddy, Notorious B.I.G., Busta Rhymes, a mediocre record. This is a fucking classic record. So not only did you wake up the giant, now you woke him up. Now he want to be a bully.
And Diddy doesn't go, if anybody knows, Diddy doesn't ever go live and does any of this.
Diddy went on a full-blown rant and played record after record after record and challenged JD. You know what it's like? You know it's comparable to? Remember that scene in the Show Enough joint where Show Enough was like, Leroy, what's up? You trying to fight? You trying to get down?
Right.
And Leroy went to fight. Leroy went out like a bitch.
Right.
JD went out soft. Everybody was gassing him up.
I was a little angry. I was getting frustrated. Like, JD, just play something. He like, I want to wait. I want to get in there. And I'm like, okay, JD, right. You want the check. We understand you want the check. P. Diddy but don't need the check.
You're trying to create a battle. You're trying to get Diddy to come into the ring with you. Like, yo, play something. If you got this many hits, which don't get me wrong, JD got hits. Yo, I'm not going to disrespect his catalog. Fam was in the Hall of Fame for writing, I believe. But the fact of the matter is, this was your time. Like, this was your moment to play something. You could have did it for the culture. But instead of doing that, you played yourself. And you played yourself with the wrong person. Because with Diddy is like a fucking lion. If you let him see that blood, Diddy is a bully and he wants all the smoke. Let me tell you how bad it got. This motherfucker Diddy went at him so hard that Diddy had to leave the chat and come back. Diddy came back into the chat playing Crisscross.
And play his song. And then said, oh, you gonna get me with this? You gonna get me with
Crisscross. Crisscross, yo.
And I was on the floor because I'm like, yeah, no, that won't work. That's not gonna work. You're right. And he said didn't he play Jagged Edge? Jagged Edge?
Like he was like, oh, JD was like, what R&B record you got harder than Jagged Edge? Have you never heard of the My Life album?
He was like, play any Mary song, please.
Like, come on, bro. And that's but see, this is why I was telling my homeboy because we was doing it, and I think we're actually gonna do it, if I'm not mistaken, probably in one of the next episodes. We're gonna go tap for tap because we didn't get it wrong. Shakeerah's on this whole thing that Diddy can be beat, but I don't believe it.
No, I said that it would be really close because I think now this is when we're talking about Diddy and Dre. Not Diddy and JD, because I already know Diddy would beat JD.
Diddy's ace in the hole for anybody is always going to be Mary J. So let's get this out of the way.
Right. You're right.
Just to go through some Diddy hits, okay?
Okay.
You got 2 Notorious B.I.G. albums.
Yep.
That you can play.
That Ready to Die. Right.
Okay. Front to back, no skips. Even his fucking interludes are classic songs.
The interludes are songs, right?
You got fucking. Right. You got. You want to go Mariah Carey? You got Honey. Man, you got everything from fucking Gina Thompson.
But What You Call It has a lot of Mariah Carey, JD.
Yeah, but it's not. But in a verses, it's not fucking with it. You can go Gina Thompson.
He also got Janet.
Come on, yo. He ain't got the good Janet. He ain't got the dope Janet records. You ain't finna tell me that. He ain't got no Rhythm Nation. I'm not gonna like that. Which, by the way, going on a tangent, let me say this real quick. Y'all won't stop disrespecting Janet, because Janet will eat your favorite artist in a battle of nobody's fucking with Janet.
Janet can't do a versus.
She has to do a versus by herself.
Yeah, she be doing a D'Angelo.
Diddy got KRS-One. Step into. Come on, yo.
All right, that's true.
Diddy's catalog is like that. And then if you want to be disrespectful, you can go to some American Gangster Jay-Z songs Because Diddy produced, I think, more than half of that fucking album. Like Diddy got hits.
Album now.
Diddy got hits.
He does. His catalog.
Cows come home. Oh, Diddy don't play music. Diddy don't do this. Let me tell you something.
No, I've never not.
Jones wasn't doing all that. Diddy is a fucking mastermind.
Diddy ruled 94 to
91. You got to go back to 91 because he did Jodeci.
That was 91? Dang, I'm old.
Diddy was with Jodeci. He was like 15, 16 when he was out here stumping for George Bush.
I'm so old. Shut up. Dang, I'm really old, but it's okay. 91. I just think about 91. I'm like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That was Cross Colors.
Wow, we with the Cross Colors. Oh my God.
Anyway, I said I was old. So 91. So 91 to pretty much 2000s.
Diddy got hits, man.
And he still does music. His album didn't come out till like 07.
Y'all got to stop disrespecting Diddy. Who album?
Diddy. His album. His
07.
Yeah.
His first album?
No, I think his second album.
His second album, I think, came out what, 03?
No, there was an album that came out later. I will find it.
You talking that last train to Paris shit? Because he could have kept that.
I didn't listen to all his music.
If I told you once, no.
Oh yeah, no, the album was all right.
No, I'm not taking your thought process, yo, because you don't fuck with Eddie Murphy party all the time. So let's move on. Okay.
Yeah, 2006. Press Play.
Press Play was all right. He had a joint with CeeLo and Nas on there.
Yeah, that was my album. I think I might have to listen.
That was your Diddy album?
I like that album. That was one of my favorites of his albums.
Your credibility is gone.
Cut it out. Anyway.
His first album is a classic. How you gonna tell me that that's your favorite album when his first fucking album was a classic? What?
I'm not saying it was a classic, but I'm saying
No Way Out was a whole fucking classic. It was a whole classic album.
No Way Out came out in 2000 in 1987.
I will make Google play fucking All About the Benjamins, the Rock remix, the original remix, and the fucking Dr. Pepper remix right now.
All right.
Listen.
But I don't know if it was my favorite. Anyway, okay.
That's George Bush talking.
Now, I really wish that Dr. Dre would enter this, but Dr. Dre is kind of just one of those unreachable people. And Snoop said that he asked Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre said no way he would do that.
I mean, Diddy don't do it.
Huh? Diddy don't really want to do it. That's why he like, I'll do it if Dre do it, but I'm not doing it with JD. Because JD trying to get the check. Oh, and then the fact that JD had to mention
album sold.
Oh, I do album sold, you're selling liquor. And he's like, how crazy do you sound? I'm like, duh. He was like, yeah, you may have sold more albums, but I got more money. And I was like, shut up. I was done with the whole conversation after that, because the reality is this, it's all about multiple products. So yeah, dominate in every market. But I'm here for it. If it happens, it still would be a fun celebration of music. If it doesn't happen, Diddy can do it by himself, and I'd still think that it'll be a whole concert.
I don't know, because you gotta ask stuff, because JD was on Kenny Burns' show yesterday, also going on a rant, which I would suggest watching Kenny Burns' show, but he was going on a rant yesterday too about it. So
he really won it. And he won it because he really wanted the check. Like, they're making money now. It's not like the beginning Versuz.
They're making bread. So,
yes. All right. Speaking of bread or making or remaking, let's go.
So the bodyguard is planning to do a remake. They haven't said who's gonna play those parts yet.
Why would you do that?
Who do you want to see?
I don't want to see nobody.
Bodyguard.
You cannot redo that. It was Whitney.
They gonna say what's gonna happen. they're gonna redo The Bodyguard. They're gonna put it on Lifetime Network.
Who they
And
gonna who gonna play Kevin Costner?
Mel Gibson,
He's old.
of course.
Kevin Costner was not that old.
And then Little Nas X is gonna play Whitney Houston part.
No, but he will play Rick James part if we redo a Rick James.
Don't you ever disrespect Rick James?
He should have
That's right too.
He should have been in Coming to America. He could have just sung at the end. And
that's right. Listen, that's right too.
Did that.
You're not gonna keep disrespecting Rick James now. Now we not already talking about party all the time, and you're not gonna disrespect.
He definitely mimicked that. So
they're definitely doing a remake of The Bodyguard. There's a lot of people who actually had their response to it. There's a lot of people that had your response to it also. As far as who you want to get. So I mean, you have to realistically ask yourself, who do you want to see?
Come on, when they redid Coming to America, they could have kept it. So I'm not a fan, but if I did have to see someone, I'm trying to think of a great young actress. I would love they have to sing.
Be able to sing.
They have to be able to sing. So
and you're literally gonna have to choose somebody who has a fan base.
You know who would do it? Journey Bell. She can sing. She's been doing it on place.
Smollett.
Smollett. That's her name.
I got a story about her, but I'm gonna tell you later.
Okay, let me find out. So yeah, I think because she's been doing plays, she actually can sing. I didn't know she could sing like that, and I was like, oh, okay. She would be great. She would actually be good.
That's not gonna cut it. I guarantee right now.
Why she's not?
They're gonna want it. They're gonna want a bigger name.
I know. I don't know who that would be.
And I'm gonna tell you right now. Everybody gonna run and say Beyonce. Absolutely not. Let Beyonce live, yo.
Let Beyonce stay Beyonce.
Let Beyonce chill. Because Shakeerah already be slandering her on a daily basis.
Beyonce just plays Beyonce. And I just defending her. I wouldn't want to see her in Bodyguard.
When you think about somebody playing the role in Bodyguard today, you literally have to think of someone who can sing. Me personally, I say if you're gonna do a Bodyguard movie, you reverse the roles. So why not have like JoJo play the lead female?
JoJo would be dope.
And then you get somebody like fucking like, Idris Elba or one of them old head motherfuckers that y'all love to play the role of Kevin Costner. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's something
love that.
But it's gotta be somebody. See, because I'm a Hollywood director, and JoJo fine, so she need to call me.
But JoJo's white, so I don't think that's gonna work.
But that's what I'm saying. If you reverse the roles, I mean, they're reversing the roles every day.
That's true.
You reverse the roles, and I think JoJo could pull off. I Will Always Love You.
Have you seen? Wait, has JoJo acted?
Yeah.
What was she in?
She did like that submarine movie with like Robin Williams, like back in the day.
Okay. I don't think I've seen it, so that's why I asked. But I mean, she's talented, so I would be for it.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, that was Whitney Houston's first acting role. So
it was, and she did all right. She did all right.
But you've got to get somebody, whoever does it, you have to get somebody with pipes who can really sing. And I'm tired of y'all putting Jennifer Hudson in every fucking movie, expecting Jennifer.
Because that's who they'll try to do. Jennifer Hudson. I don't want to see what's her name? Fantasia. I don't want to see her in it.
You don't like Fantasia?
I like Fantasia, but I don't want to see her in it.
Fantasia gonna be on stage singing "I Will Always Love You" and take her shoes off.
Right. It's gonna turn into a shouting match. Okay. Time Magazine most influential list of people.
Yeah.
So I don't know everyone's name that was in there.
So they have the list separated by a bunch of different sections. So you have like icons, you have pioneers,
Right.
titans, you have artists, leaders, innovators, things such as that. So some of the people who made it are Prince Harry and Meghan.
I seen that.
Naomi
Naomi
Osaka.
Osaka.
You have Britney Spears. You have Dolly Parton. Shout out to Dolly Parton with whole unproblematic ass. So
Right.
Dolly Parton heavy.
And Dolly Parton, I mean, she's still in the game. Like she's
You have people who say
iconic for real.
So people like in the pioneer section who have made it, where people such as Billie Eilish, Ben Crump. You have who else?
I don't even know.
A good amount of people. There's a huge list on there. I would definitely suggest going on there. Then you have artists such as Kate Winslet, Bad Bunny,
Simone Biles,
Jason Sudeikis, Scarlett Johansson, Shakira's favorite artist, Lil Nas X. He made it also. So it's a great list to definitely be a part of.
Timbaland and Swiss Beats. They wouldn't be on there if they never created Versuz.
That sounds like some hate.
No, I'm not saying that as hate at all. Like they're both very influential men, but I think that they got more notoriety when they got creative during this pandemic.
Yeah. I think is D Nice on the list? Because D Nice should be on this list.
He should be. I don't think he is. I don't see him. Tracy Ellis Ross, of course. Why not? Daniel Kaluuya, yeah. And it's crazy. So they were nominated by fellow peers.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, because when you go to the website and you read up on the people, other people wrote the articles about them.
Harry Belafonte nominated Stacey Abrams. Isn't that crazy?
I'm kind of disappointed because D Nice was voted Times Person of the Year, but he wasn't put on the influential list.
Right. No.
That's fucking trash.
Which he is. So I hope
shout out to D Nice for helping me get through the quarantine, I'll be so happy when I see D Nice.
And when he go live, him, and I also like DJ Mos.
DJ Mos.
Yes. He has these green apples. He go by that. You ever seen him on Instagram?
No.
He's dope. He comes on. He's dope. D Nice has got me through. Even I like Saturdays with DJ Jazzy Jeff. He does the cookout. So shout out to everyone who did that. Next, let's talk about something that made my blood boil a little bit. Refugees, the Haitian refugees, which I don't really like even saying that, but at the border, we seen some images from border patrols that were on horses with whips, as if we were back in slavery time, to try to get them to get back from the border. And as of right now, I didn't hear a lot of response from the administration yet. I did see him say something about they're going to look into it. But where did these whips come from?
So, and I don't know where everything has come from, but apparently and I can't confirm or deny if it's the truth, but the White House was surprised by it. They actually, from what I was reading, they're moving towards removing those people who were actually working it. This is actually the Border Patrol.
Yeah.
In Texas. So these people are they're actually near
but they're U.S. Border Patrol.
Yeah, they're down near Del Rio. There's about 12,000 migrants who are literally sitting at that bridge that are actually trying to get in, which is heartbreaking. And we're still getting news about it, but I definitely want to make sure that we said something about it. But seeing the photos, man, are pretty
It's
fucking
just, it's
infuriating.
disturbing. It's disturbing. It's disheartening. It's, you feel like, why are we being treated like animals? We, and I say we because they are Black, that, you know, like we. So the other piece is, would they be fleeing so much if we would have went to the aid of Haiti? I don't think enough aid has gone to Haiti with what has recently happened. And I just, not even Dominican Republic attempts to help, because that's a whole old rivalry from years back. And it's just, you know, I sometimes, it's just like the left out crew, I feel like. And I hope that this gets resolved, more than just them being removed. But what are we going to do? Because you were quick to bring Afghans over here and put them in, and so some of them were spoken to be put up in hotels. But then when the destruction happened in Haiti, you didn't take some of them and bring them over here, you know. So my thing is, either you're going to make a decision to open it to have some over here, or you're going to make a decision to not open it at all. But at the same time, we should be at the aid of patients and what's
So
happening.
my issue with this is where, of course, yes, I understand that we can't help everybody, we can't do everything for everybody, but here's the thing: the country was ravaged by an earthquake. Then on top of that, many of the people, if you read about it, if you're knowledgeable about it, many of the people are afraid to go back because of the assassination of the president of Haiti.
Right. Right.
So then that also creates a stir because of what you're going back to. On top of that, you had the 2016 Olympics down there in Rio de Janeiro. So it made a lot of them want to leave where they were because they seek the same freedom that we all seek. If we're bringing in people from Afghanistan, I don't understand why the people from Haiti would not be welcome also. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, because I'm not a
we know this country is overpopulated. We know that.
I'm not super well versed in these type of things, but for me, I think from a logical standpoint of, you know, if you're allowing this one, you know, why are you against them, and why are they being treated a different way?
Because America is greedy.
I mean, I can't.
You want to know why? Because over there we were getting something like, I mean, this is my personal opinion. I feel like over there's oil, there's things that we need. In Haiti, there's nothing that America goes to for. So that they're treated as such. They, you know, they broke free. Like, it's a lot of politics behind it. And I feel like at the end of the day, these are still humans. And
I want to see. I want to see how all this plays out. Because I know definitely by the time we shoot the next episode, this is still going to be going on. So I want to educate myself more, because this just kind of literally came up after we already had the rundown created. But I definitely want to educate myself more, because I know that there are people watching, and I don't want to be one of those people that's out here giving dumbass information or false information. I don't think it's right that they're out here using whips. I don't think it's right that you're turning people away from a free country. I do believe, yes, we can't take everyone in. I mean, that's just being realistic. But I do think there also should be better ways for us to handle these situations than to call these people refugees and make them seem like they're just troublesome people. This is not our country, period. Like, this country belongs to a group of individuals who literally have been flushed out, and we still haven't made amends for them. So
So so I mean, and if you're watching and you have family in Haiti, and you're able to kind of shed some light on some of the things that happen, because sometimes we only get what we're reported, right? Sometimes we don't really know everything that's happening. So so by all means, please comment and share with us and enlighten us as well, because at the end of the day, we're all a community, and it's important that we speak on these things and get the right information out and not the incorrect information. So I continue to pray for Haiti and the families and the people that are there right now, and all that they're going through, because this crazy times overall, all around. So it's difficult to transition from that. Because
my blood is boiling right now because I had to look at we were talking about it, and I had to look at the pictures,
and I honestly feel like this is gonna be a main topic. It's gonna go to a little more of a longer segment. As this continues, we're gonna talk a little more about this. Quick hits. Sarah, well, this just happened as well. So Sarah Dash of the LaBelles have passed away. She's a fellow Jersey girl, such as myself, from Trenton, New Jersey. She's a great singer, great artist. Personally, I didn't know her, but just wanted to send thoughts, prayers, and love to all the greats out there. Now we got to bubble wrap Patty, because I'm not gonna be ready for that.
Listen, I will whoop out. Listen,
I'm not gonna be ready for that. So let's bubble wrap Patty.
Okay,
Patty go bubble wrap her now.
Patty is a North Philly legend, and then I'm not finna have it. I don't care what y'all say about the patty pies. I'll beat your ass.
You know, I've never had a patty pie.
You're missing out.
Is it good? Do Walmart still sell them?
It's sweet as fuck.
No,
but it's good. It's popping.
My body don't really need it, but I might have to take some for Thanksgiving.
Take one bite and then give the rest to somebody, to give the rest of the homeless.
Okay, I got you. We'll talk about that Thanksgiving time. Emmy So White.
Man, fuck them Emmys, man.
You
know what's funny?
Is,
you know what's funny? I was like, I got, that's one of the things I have on my vision board. It's like I want to win the Emmy.
Mm-hmm.
And every year, I get it in my mind that what, this year's gonna be better than last year. And every year, these motherfuckers disappoint me, and I don't really know how to feel. First of all, there were too many shows out here, too many shows with people of color, too many shows with Black people out here.
This year alone was it was
an awesome year of nominations for Black people, for people of color overall. First of all, WandaVision was one of the most tweeted about shows, period. How the fuck did they get shut out? I feel like there's a Marvel bias there. Lovecraft Country, which I still don't fucking understand.
I have to watch it from the beginning. But
I still don't understand how the fuck Lovecraft Country actually got canceled.
One of the most popular shows. That was on HBO Max, right?
But it was on HBO.
Oh, HBO. There was a lot of actors that didn't get their accolades.
The one person who did was Courtney B. Vance. And Courtney B. Vance literally took the time to talk about the issues that you're seeing and Michael K. Williams. Which, how the fuck did Michael K. Williams not win? Like, y'all always trying to get into bullshit-ass reasons why people don't win, man. Why people don't win awards, okay? But now I saw that goddamn movie that Anthony Hopkins was in, and with all due respect to Anthony Hopkins, way in hell you gonna tell me Anthony Hopkins should have beat Chadwick Boseman for his motherfucking award last year? And I know that's a totally different motherfucking award show, but this shit is stupid, yo. Y'all do this shit.
I don't know what they're basing it off of.
You fucking come in and you take the culture, you use the culture for everything you do, from these fucking Trelica commercials for fucking swollen nut sacks, and you make fucking Michael Jackson songs out of them, and you use our fucking culture for everything. But when it's time to give us our fucking awards for stuff, you don't give us our awards. And I'm sorry, I'm cussing up a storm, everybody who know me and love me, you know what I'm saying? I don't cuss like this, but this is bullshit. Y'all do this every fucking time, yo. Every fucking time something happens and award season comes up and you fucking pull us in. You had Subject Entertainer give us this dope ass show, which, if I can say so, that moment with fucking Tashina Arnold, Niecy Nash, and Terry J. Vaughn was dope.
There
Shout out to
was.
Levita because that's the greatest relationship of all time. But the fact of the matter is, you keep coming in, you take our motherfucking culture on a consistent basis, and instead of repaying us for the art that we fucking do, you sit up there and you make it seem like, oh, we're supposed to be happy for a fucking nomination. But then you give it to another fucking white.
It was a nominee. They felt like, well, we nominated them. So
you give it to a fucking white contemporary on a fucking show that's racist in its own and doesn't have any fucking black people on there. But then you want to be upset as to why we don't want to come to these fucking award shows and we don't want to fucking perform. We're not out here fucking shucking and jiving. Like this shit is just as important to them as it is important to you.
And it
is on a consistent basis.
Right.
Now the one thing you have to consider, and I don't want to be that person, but if you take black and brown people out of the fucking culture, you don't have a culture. There's no culture there. Y'all babysit everything. From fucking TikTok to everything. And this is not even me being racist because it's not all white people. I'm talking about these motherfucking decision makers, these old ass fucking white men who are completely out of touch and have no understanding. You need to get a more diverse group of people in these rooms to make these decisions because you're spitting in the face of these people on a consistent basis, yet you're taking our fucking ideas, you're taking our hard fucking work, and you're not paying, you're not giving us recognition for it. So then when these guys are going out here and they're trying to get these big name movies and these big name TV shows, they don't have the fucking Emmy nomination or the Oscars that these big wig studios want because you keep fucking them over. Rant done.
That is Will's thoughts and my thoughts, and it said, so I don't have anything else to add to that, guys. There you have it. There you have it. You might have this one. Kamala Harris facing panelists on The View Friday. That's
she's going on The View as the vice president, and she's going to be facing a panelist of people in The View.
We're going to ask questions.
We're gonna ask.
This should be interesting. Okay, stay tuned, guys, because we will talk about that. This should be interesting because I know her facial expressions, like it's gonna be like, I really wish I didn't say yes.
Can I just say how beautiful Kamala Harris is?
She is. She's very beautiful.
Yo, her and that motherfucking Debbie Allen did get her flowers at Debbie. So let me take back like 10% of my disrespect. Yo, shout out to Debbie Allen. Yo, Debbie Allen rocks.
She always talks about how great her sex life is with her husband. Every time she's on the show, she'd be like, yeah, because we're good over here.
Debbie Allen is a baddie. Matter of fact, Teesprings, where's my t-shirt at with Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad on there? I need my shit, yo.
You need that. So, well, guys, we're going into our last thoughts of the day, of the evening, of the morning, whichever time you're watching this. On another note, it's about you. This time we're talking about you. How important, Will, and I'll say it's because Will did such a phenomenal job with this post that I'm going to share with you guys on our page about showing yourself grace. If you're not following us, I can tell you one page that's active and open right now. It is the Culture Gumbo Pod, at the Culture Gumbo Pod on Instagram. Follow, and follow. We'll keep you up to date with the rest of our handles very soon. Thank you. Okay, well, let's talk about it. So, why is it important to show yourself some grace? And what does that mean to you?
Part of the issue is with our Culture Gumbo pages. So, whether you know me or not, most people know I'm a huge perfectionist. I am very hard on myself. I am a 37-year-old Black male with supreme ambition.
You're Black?
I hope so. I mark it on my paper. The police think I'm Black. But I'm a 37-year-old Black male, and I feel like I haven't accomplished as much as I like to. I'm constantly having to be reminded that I survived where I come from. I'm a college graduate. And right now I'm trying to accomplish so many things in the middle of a pandemic where things are limited. And there's a conversation that I've had with friends on a consistent basis, Shakeerah included, where I'm finding that people are hard on themselves, myself included, when really we have to show ourselves grace. Um, Showing yourself grace means like understanding, like, yo, you're in the learning curve. Like, it's okay to be tired. It's okay for you to have lazy days. It's okay for you to not want to get up some days. It's okay for you to want to feel completely vulnerable. It's okay for you to sit down and cry. It's okay for you to pat yourself on the back and be like, you know what? I breathed today. I went to work today and I accomplished today. We're in a world right now that is completely strange. It's weird. It makes no sense to a lot of us. We're losing people on a daily basis. Certain things are happening that we don't understand, and
Right.
we have to allow ourselves to be in a place to understand that these are real traumas that are happening. If you don't go to therapy, I'm a complete advocate for getting a therapist. It's like the greatest gift that you can get yourself. For me, it's always a Black woman, because I just feel like no one understands you like a Black woman, whether she's 25, 35, 45, 55. Um, us showing grace to ourselves is what allows our heart to beat normally and not filled with anxiety. It allows us to know that there's still a tomorrow, and that we can have patience with ourselves and we can have patience with other people. It's acknowledging the fact when you go to these restaurants and these restaurant workers seem agitated or irritated or tired, and it's because they're working right now in a place where their job is full of uncertainty and people are calling out or they're just not coming in. Overall, just kind of showing yourself grace just means giving yourself a chance to breathe and giving yourself a chance to know that where you are in this current state of being is okay. You are where you're meant to be. You're going to get to where you're supposed to get to in the time that you're supposed to get to it. Slow down, enjoy the journey, take a breath, sip some juice, take a nap, laugh, and just be and enjoy yourself. Show yourself some grace.
Awesome. Awesomely said. It's not a real word, but um it is important that we do that. I will quickly state that I'm an advocate of not showing myself any grace, because I always feel like I'm chasing the clock. I literally, right now I'm looking at what time it is and I'm like, how much can I get done? I will leave, get off of here and go work. And I'm debating like, do I just watch some TV and go to bed? Or should I go ahead and work? But a lot of times it's because we feel like where time is going and we're not where we want to be. But it's important to know that you are where you need to be. You may not be where you want to be, but you are where you need to be, because your pace and your progress is not the same as the person next to you. So be okay with your pace, and just know that in due time, your time will be up. And that list, that time list, I hope one day my picture's up there. I may be old by the time the picture's up there, but as long as I make the list,
it's gonna be there. We got stuff to do, so it's gonna be there.
I'm good. You mentioned being in the moment. Is that around the same thing? What does that mean?
Being in the moment is being in the moment is just kind of basking where you are. You know what I mean? You have to look at everything going on around us, and waking up to people being gone, or waking up to things changing drastically. I mean, if you look at it, we woke up one day in March and the entire world had completely changed. And we were making plans to do things in April and May and June. Sometimes you have to be in the moment. And
so much changed.
And
so much of my life changed.
And I don't think people take that into consideration. Like, if you really think about it, we literally woke up one day in March and the world was shut down. Nobody prepared for this. Nobody expected it. And we all made plans and assumed that we were going to be able to get back to our lives in a matter of weeks. I remember being sitting home from my job with a laptop and monitors and everything else and being told we'll be back in a couple weeks. And here we are 18 months later. and we aren't.
Right.
So being in the moment literally just means like, yo, just do it. Just go for it. Yo, if you want to tell that person how you feel, tell them how you feel. If you want to have fun and do something out the ordinary, out the blue, just go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have this one life, and if this time period has not shown anything, if these past 4 years has not shown you anything, it's that nothing is promised and everything is a wild card. So
that is true. That's a good one. Nothing is promised and everything is a wild card. And if we look at it like that, you don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect in the morning, but, I also believe in setting your day or setting the expectation of your day, not waking up saying I'm going to have a bad day, but believing that your day will be good. So yeah, well, yeah, that's it for the thoughts of the night, of the day, of the evening, of the morning. And we hope that you have enjoyed this show. Our last always we end with is, what are you watching, Will, or what are you listening to?
Yeah, I'm watching General Hospital. Sonny just came out of his, I don't remember who he is, and he just came back home. Son about to come back in and run the mob. I don't care what y'all say about me watching General Hospital.
You watching General Hospital like of 2021?
Yeah.
Okay. My mother's into stories. She still watches the stories. We were just talking about that. I'm like, Ma, you've been watching the stories since the stories came out. And she's like, yep. So from like, you can't catch her from like 3 to 4 or something like that, 2 to 3. She like, right. My show's on. So it's so funny, but yeah.
I'm watching that. Nothing really new has come out that I want to see yet. But I'm still banging Kevin Ross. So if you haven't discovered Kevin Ross yet, I definitely suggest you go and listen to his catalog.
You gotta like R&B
remakes. Yeah, he does some amazing remakes. He got a dope ass version of Prototype. Loves Anita Loves Today. He's an amazing artist, and his R&B song right now is actually climbing up the charts. So definitely take a listen to Kevin Ross. So
awesome. Yeah. I am.
You probably listen to like the Foo Schnickens or something.
What?
Foo Schnickens or something.
No, not right now. I'm not listening to anything.
Listen to Shaq's first album because he's from Jersey.
Who?
You listen to Shaq's first album because he's from Jersey, and you be saying Twism.
I've never listened to Shaq's album. I've heard the songs that came out and was like, why Shaq, why? I respect, he tried. I think he had one song and I was like, oh, okay.
Shaq can rap.
Okay. But no, I'm actually binging this like random show right now on Netflix. I think it's called like On the Verge. It's for like the older, mature women. It's one of those shows, but it's really good. It's kind of reminds me of like a older Sex and the City kind of thing. Oh, that's what I'm looking forward to coming out. There is a sequel to Sex and the City coming out, and so I'm so excited because they're older now, so this is going to be so good. I'm looking forward to my friend. Actually, she wanted to go to New York to watch it, and I'm like, I don't want to go to New York. It's not a play. Like, I can go to any movie theater.
So basically, this episode is sponsored by Icy Hot and Metamucils.
No. So anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm binging that, and I'm really not, I'm focusing on me right now. So
that's what you need to do.
I'm the vibe.
There you go. That t-shirt's coming soon. I'm the vibe.
I'm the vibe.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been another podcast episode.
Yes.
We banging them out. We probably not sharing it like we should, but we have to get back. We have to get on that. That's part of showing ourselves some grace. So pardon me for holding us up.
It's all good. We're gonna get there. So we'll be rocking and rolling. But we appreciate y'all for rocking with us, listening to us, watching us, whatever platform you're on, social media, all that good stuff.
We definitely make sure to give us a follow, a like,
like,
and share.
share.
And also be sure to follow our Instagram page at The Culture Gumbo Pod. We would love to have you. We gonna be discussing.
Comment. Tell us how you liking the show so far. What you like. Keep your positive thoughts only. Keep your negative ones to yourself. And we appreciate you. All right. Deuces. Until next time. Peace.